We did some really positive things. Ran the ball decent, not great, but decent. We see that we have a couple of running backs there that can do some good things. They're just young guys that need a little experience, but they're capable of making big plays. They're capable of getting their pads down, which is something we've been emphasizing with our running backs. Offensive line has made some improvements. It's not where I want it to be. We have to, we're not playing tomorrow, so we've got time. But there were some things that they did well today. I thought Sammy took good control of the scrimmage on his part. Without watching the tape, I don't think he had not one mental mistake or a bad check. The receivers, what's left of them, they played their tails off today. I mean, those guys played their tails off. We got to get better, but with those young kids, we're developing depth. Lazard is getting better. He's a guy that has really worked hard in the offseason and spring. He's even going to be a better player this year. You have Juwan Wesley, who probably, if all the receivers were healthy, he would only have maybe about 1/3 of the reps with the full group. He's taken about 75% of the reps with ones and twos, and you can see his improvement. So there's a lot of good things at the tight end spot. We got a heated competition there. Ben Bozen, the veteran guy, is having a really good spring. Is establishing himself as an excellent blocker. Justin Chandler is coming on strong, doing some really good things. Great hands, great ball skills. And as you can see, we moved Cole Anderson. It's kind of an unusual move, but it's out of necessity. We moved him to tight end, and you see today he can make some plays. He made a few mental mistakes, but it's to be expected. He was a center. We moved him to tight end. But he has a lot of good qualities about him that makes that job competitive, and the more competitive it is, it's better for our offense. Number one, we got to run the ball with consistency. And we have got to do a great job with our running backs, if our running backs and tight ends are a part of it, and our O-line protecting the quarterback. And those are the things that have had my focus. Since the last game, since the TCU game last year, I spent the most of my time looking at offensive line, looking at run game, looking at protections, how we can make them better, how we can make them better for our players to understand them. So Brandon Blaney and I have spent a lot of time together, but he's used to that. We've been together since, since our Oklahoma days. That's the focus right now, and it will continue to be in the training camp. Blocking movement better. When a guy is sitting in a gap, it's easy to block him. When he's on the move, you got to be able to block people on the move, and we've got to do a better job of taking care of outside blitzes with our tackles and our backs. Our tackles, vertical sets are an issue that we've worked on a lot. We'll continue to work them. There's no other way other than to just keep doing it over and over and over. I'm excited about these young running backs. I think they can be really good. They're hard-nosed kids. They're fast. They can create big plays, explosive plays. What we're trying to get them to do now is play with their pads down so that on first contact, you're going forward. The defender doesn't knock you back on contact. They're going to make guys miss, and we want them to do that. But when they're making contact, we want their feet moving, pads down. Play, as we say, play behind your shoulder pads, and they're getting better at it. Well, this group here, this football team here, this is just my opinion. This football here, the team here, has genuine enthusiasm and a real hunger. I think last year when I came here, I think a few guys fooled me. They jumped up and down and cheered and everything at practice, and then we got our backs pinned up against the wall where the enthusiasm left. These guys, I'd like to think, there's a little different culture and mentality here. These guys like playing, they like practicing, they like getting after each other, and they want to get better. I'm not saying that every guy last year was like that, no, but the culture of this team is different from last year. Does that translate into more wins? Let's hope so, it does.